Cool. So thank you for being on my channel today. Could you tell me your name and where you're visiting from?
Yeah, my name is Brandon and I'm visiting from Toronto, which is in Canada.
Okay. And could you tell me why you decided, of all the countries you could possibly have gone to, why Japan?
Well, first off, Japanese food's my favorite. It's not even close. So I wanted to try some, great sushi, some great ramen, some Wagyu beef. And I wanted to see the culture, see some history. And I just heard so many great things about a lot of different cities. And so I wanted to go because of that.
Yeah, okay. Are you going to travel around or stay in Tokyo?
So we started in Osaka, and then we visited Hiroshima for the memorial. We went to Kobe, Nara, Kyoto, and now we're finishing in Tokyo, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who visit, they start in Tokyo and then they go to these other places. So how do you feel having gone to the more cultural places, coming to this big city? Like, how do you find Tokyo compared to the other places that you visited?
Well, we went to Shibuya last night, and it was a little bit overwhelming.
Right.
So it's definitely a lot busier, but we wanted to make it for the Hiroshima memorial. So we landed in Tokyo and went right to Osaka and started there for that reason.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Do you have anything else to say about like Nara or Kyoto? Like, what kind of culture did you see, and how was it different to the city life?
I would say Kyoto, yeah, like it's more known, I guess, as like a cultural place, not as much like going out and stuff like that. And I saw a lot of, really old buildings, shrines, stuff like that. I really enjoyed seeing all of the history there.
Yeah, lovely. Did anything surprise you in any area of Japan?
I wasn't expecting the deer to bow in Nara.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Went to Kyoto, went to the monkey park, and that was amazing. And then Kobe beef I thought would be even more expensive. It actually wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
Okay. How was it?
It was delicious. It was delicious, yeah.
Nice. Did you try it in Kobe?
Yeah, we went there just to try it there, just because different places here, they say it's Kobe. I don't know if I trust it necessarily. So we went there to get it like the authentic, yeah. Like, I can't go back to eating steak now. I don't know how.
No. Other than like sushi and ramen and Kobe beef, is there anything that you've tried that was like the first time you've ever tried it, and like maybe something that was like a little bit weird or you wouldn't really find in Canada?
Okonomiyaki and takoyaki I wasn't a big fan of.
Okay.
They was a bit too different, like the sauce they put on it and the flakes. We didn't really like that.
Okay.
But I tried yakiniku, and I really liked that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Grilling it myself and everything like that.
Yeah, I think in Japan, like with food, it's not just about like the taste of the food, but it's like the experience. Did you have any other like food experiences for the first time?
Food experiences for the first time. We went to like a sushi restaurant last night, and it was this old couple, and they've probably been doing it for like 40 years, and it was really high quality. And it felt very traditional, and I haven't had that before, so that was really nice.
Yeah, nice, okay. Is there anything that you don't like about your time in Japan? Anything you've seen that just like didn't roll with you?
I mean, just like some parts maybe are like some places, areas are really busy. Just like thinking about Shibuya last night, like I wouldn't want to live down there. I don't know if anyone actually does live there, or it's just like a place to walk around, but no, I've really enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, cool. All right, lovely. And do you have any last points about like anything to do with Japan, like things that you've seen, like ways that you felt here?
Everybody's been real friendly. I just feel like I might be being rude and not realizing it. It's like there's all these different rules, I think, that I've heard from going into it, like, okay, don't walk and eat and don't do this and that, and it's like I try to remember them all, but I still feel like I'm still offending and not realizing it.
I see.
Like at first I only knew like how to say origato, but now I think you're supposed to say origato gozaimasu, especially to older people, and so I think it's just like I'm kind of worried I'm going to be rude and disrespectful in some way.
I think, you try your best and you appreciate the culture, and you're going to be fine. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much for today, and have a lovely trip.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Good. Okay, so could you tell me your name and where you're from?
My name's Brooke, and I'm from New Zealand originally.
And you have quite an interesting story about Japan. So are you visiting or do you live here? And what's your history with Japan?
So I'm just visiting this time. It's my first international trip really since COVID. But I actually live in Shanghai now and have been for the last 4 years. But
Okay.
yeah, before that I lived here for 2 years.
Wow, okay. So from Tokyo to Shanghai, did you have any culture shocks, maybe coming to Japan firstly or moving from Japan to Shanghai?
Yes, so I think moving from Japan to Shanghai there was a huge culture shock. Metro isn't used as much, people are in cars, people are on scooters, millions and millions of scooters. People don't stop for you. You really need to watch where you're going before you cross the road. I nearly got hit actually by a bus on my first day. People aren't as polite, so it was really nice coming back this time from Shanghai to Tokyo and just getting back to that kind of the manners, seeing really nice manners and people not yelling and screaming at each other. Even, I guess, in China, people could be standing this close, but they will be yelling at each other, and it sounds like they're having arguments, but it's just the way that they speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about any shocks coming from your hometown to Tokyo?
Well, actually, before I came to Tokyo, I had been living in Melbourne, which is a city of 4 million. But to come to a city of more than 20 million was a massive culture shock. Yeah, it was a huge shock. Just people everywhere, madness, how effectively everything runs here. Trains being, if they're 1 minute late, they apologize over the screen. Learning to control my voice a little bit because I'm quite a loud person generally. And yeah, just learning the way of life in Tokyo, being such a work-driven city, I guess. Everyone's busy, always on a mission. Seems to be very little downtime.
Okay, yeah. Is there anything that you really loved about living here, or is it different, kind of like compared to living here to visiting here? Do you see it in a different way?
Well, for me, I think that it's really important to live somewhere if you want to start to understand the culture and to also find the best places for eating and drinking and shopping. The thing that I miss the most is the food. And yeah, I couldn't wait to get back and start eating things.
So now that you're back, what kind of stuff have you been eating? What were you so excited to eat here in Japan?
Well, immediately after jumping off the train station, booking into my capsule hotel, I sought out ramen. It is my most favorite food. But I was shocked to find that the restaurant that I usually go to, Afuri, which is now a chain, but the original one was in Ibis, which is where I'm staying. So I went there and it's cashless now. So I didn't have a Passimo yet, and I don't have a credit card or anything, so I had to go back to the train station to buy a Passimo card to come back to order the ramen. That was a bit of a shock. I guess coming from Shanghai, I don't use cash ever, so everything's paid through our phone. So I was prepared and I had all my cash ready to go, really excited to try and use it.
Money.
And then, yeah, got the correct change out and everything, but had nowhere to put it. So that was a bit of a shock, and I was like, no, is every place going to be like this? But thankfully not. Thankfully most places are still taking cash.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Yeah, Japan is quite, a cash culture, isn't it? And I wonder if there's been any other changes that you felt since, you've not been here for 4 years. So in the past 4 years, has there been any other big changes that you felt to Japan?
Yeah, the smoking thing. So I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but I do smoke a vape. That was a lockdown edition. Nothing else to do. But yeah, not as many places accept you smoking. Most restaurants are smoke free now. And there are less smoking areas around. I know that when I was here last time, there were designated pockets for people to go in to smoke, especially at train stations. There still are those pockets or those areas designated for smokers, but there seem to be less.
Okay.
And also there seem to be far less people smoking. A lot of people are smoking more electronic cigarettes. So.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good observation. Do you have any other points about life in Japan or anything Japan related that you want to say whilst you're here?
I guess it's a great country, and I did feel alive when I got from the airport into Ueno, seeing everyone bustling around. It's completely different to Shanghai, which is much more kind of like solo, or you're driving in cars and taxis most of the time. So it was really nice to, I felt alive when I came back, just being surrounded by everyone, going through the motions. Everyone's busy, everyone's doing something. Love the eating and drinking culture. And I miss a lot of things about living here, but unfortunately Shanghai is where I need to be right now.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much. There were some really interesting answers there, and enjoy your holiday.
Thank you.